And we are live. What's up, everyone? What's up? Welcome to Naj and Relationships. This is your boy M3. Before we begin, let me go ahead. I'm going to play the intro and then we could get started. All right. Test the sound one, two, three. Hope you guys could hear the instrumental. Hopefully, it's not too loud. Hopefully, my voice is not too loud, but just enough for you guys to hear me. Anyways, again, welcome to Knowledge and Relationships here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and sometimes we do stream like on Rumble. But we right now we're streaming on 3 platforms for the time being. But anyways, I wanted to hurry up and get to the point because you know we got to talk about this, okay? And you probably know the title by now, but basically, if you're not wealthy, you're broke. Okay? So let's go ahead. We're going to dive into this, all right? Go ahead and pull out my notes. Mm. Okay. Come on, ChatGPT. All right, look. Hold on for 1 second. For some reason, I don't know why my questionnaire is not popping up, but I'll get it running in a minute. Anyways, I'll freestyle this until I pull the questions up. But anyways, you know, we got a lot of people, especially when it comes to rappers, when it comes to people who are trying to be fake rich. You got people out here trying to flaunt, show off the material things, show off things that honestly that wealthy people don't really care about. In the meantime, while you are spending a large amount of money to try to keep up with the Joneses, what are you doing with your money, right? With the rest of the money to do basically like while you're trying to impress, what are the people who are wealthy? What are they doing basically? And I think this is something that I feel like that we need to really tackle in because thing is like we're not really peeping game on this one, and it's been out there, man, for years, man, of how like the wealthy people. See, I'm not even saying like rich, because there's one difference of being rich, and then there's another difference about being wealthy. Let me see if I could pull my notes up. Okay. Do I hate when this happens. Hold on. I had everything set and I don't know what happened to you know what I should have done? I should have just copied and pasted this information, but For some reason, okay, hold on for a second. Nope, that's not even it. My bad, y'all. I had okay, so I had all my questions in here, and I had my talking points too. And then for some reason, hmm, for some reason, it's not on here, and that's weird. But anyways, we'll get through it, man. We'll get through it. Okay. So I'm not gonna really be up in here for too long, right? Because I probably give it about like an hour. All right. Good thing is that we don't have like a lot of people here yet, so it gives me a little bit of time to research through. But next time, I will definitely, you know, take a look at my notes before going live. But I know that I had it in here somewhere, probably in my other phone. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna pull this up. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this shit, but okay, we got it now. It should have been on here on my tablet. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the same stuff on my tablet. So the fact that it did not pop up onto my tablet, I'm a little upset about that. All right, because everything should be able to sync through, but it's okay. We got it working. We're gonna pull through this. All right. So, anyways, now since I got my questions, all right, and things that I want to talk about, we'll get things started. And salute to Mr. Best. Thank you for tuning in.
Yo, 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 yo.
What
You
up,
already
brother?
know. Let's
Yeah.
go.
All right, cool. You came in just in time because for some reason I had my talking points, but it wasn't synced to my other devices. But I got it on my phone, so we could get things started. Definitely for sure. But yeah, but basically, man, I was just talking about how people, man, just want to be fake rich, versus understand the power of leverage using your money, the money that you earn to actually generate more money coming in. But instead, everybody want to show off to make themselves look presentable, make the world see that they got everything going on. But meanwhile, what are you like? Are you really reevaluating your spending habits? Because a lot of people, you could be rich, but if you're still working for someone, if you're still getting being rich because of a substantial pay amount of your paycheck, then you're really not wealthy at all. That's one of the points. And so one of the things I want to get into is that what really what really defines being wealthy versus being broke. What you think, Mr. Best?
Well, number one, we got to start with the most important thing that makes
Mm-hmm.
you wealthy, and that's your health. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And, mm,
Mm.
excuse me, I'm eating my back.
No, no, you
You know what
good.
I mean? Health is wealth. That's number one. So if you're not healthy, all the other stuff don't matter. That's number one. Now,
Mm-hmm.
mm, I introduced the topic to M3 based upon the fact where everybody talking about that they got the bag, right? Y'all all got the bag out here, right? Y'all all got the bag. Y'all all Donald Trump in it, right? You know what I mean? Y'all all Jeff Bezos out here, right? And it's just like, man, stop the cat. Because no, y'all not. Okay? Y'all are not getting the bag like that. You're not. You are not. You are poor. Okay? And not poor in the sense of, I'm not talking about a poor in the sense of like your integrity or your character. I'm talking about as far as finances. You're not getting it like that. You don't got it like that. You're not no A-list celebrity. You're not no Holly Berry. You're not no Denzel. You ain't no Will Smith. Like you're not getting a bag like that. You know what I mean? So let's stop all this capping and all this. I got it. No, you don't. Because if you got it, you know what I mean. Number one, our communities would be a lot better if you had it. You know what I mean? We will want to be respected by society and also other cultures. If you had it, then you'll be able to make change and do things and be flexible. But no, you don't have it like that, and you don't really have power and influence the way you think that you have it. You know what I'm saying? All these things can be taken away from you in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't control the rules of the game. You follow the rules of the game. You don't get to. You're not sitting on Congress. You're not. You're not the. You're not El Presidente. You're not. You know what I mean? You're not a mayor or a governor. Like you're not. You're not really moving and shaking things like that. You know what I mean? And our people did not write the Constitution. You know what I mean? We did not come up with all these statutes and laws. So why do we continue to think that we have a step up on anything in society that we don't even control? And this is the foolishness of the Negro. The Negro believes that they have more power than they actually do. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the problem. You know what I mean? And then when people actually are giving you real facts, you want to say they're a hater or they don't like you. No. We're just calling you out on your bullshit. And the biggest bullshit that we have as a people is that we just believe that we have more than what we have. You know what I'm saying? And we all want to try to keep up with these Joneses. And I don't even know who the hell the Joneses are. You talking about, oh, y'all trying to keep up with Beyonce and Jay-Z, then forget about it. It's not going to happen for you. You talking about one person that's a billionaire and another person who is either a billionaire or damn near close to being a billionaire. And don't none of y'all come close to that at all. You know what I'm saying? Your net worth, your gross, they don't even, you can't even see these people. Period. Not in finances. So stop with the lies. Stop with the bull crap about everybody having a bag because y'all don't have the bag like that. Let's just be real. You know what I mean? I'm talking about everything, Simon, but I'm talking about finances first because everybody out here acting like they rich and they wealthy. And that they got 5 swimming pools and they got 8 Maybachs and all that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You may have one nice, you know what I'm saying, car, or you may have one nice, you know what I mean, car that's actually moving and grooving. But you ain't got it like that, man. Like, stop the fronting. Stop. You don't own multiple homes and multiple locations. You don't, you know what I mean? You're not basically an influencer like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all not Jeff Bezos is in it, man. Y'all not. You're not. You're not on red carpets. You're not. Stop the cap on the internet. Just stop. Go ahead, M3. Damn.
Best man, I thank you, man, for chiming in into that, man, because people need to hear that. You know, I mean, and besides me drowning for like a little bit with the topic points, but I'm glad that you mentioned Jeff Bezos because here's the thing. Okay, now I want to tell you about the biggest comeback story that any wealthy, well, I guess it's somewhat of a celebrity because he is well known. But I remember in 2020, there was a time when him and his wife got a divorce. Okay. Now, albeit, his wife did help him, okay, in his journey with Amazon from book selling to actually doing, deliveries. And then, of course, 2020 was like pretty much a booming market for like a lot of these companies because a lot of people was ordering, a lot of people was at home. Some people, only a few, actually took the opportunity to invest their money in, and some of them got rich, while others has made poor decisions with, let's say, what was it, stimulus checks or extra bonus pay that was coming in while you was not working. There was times where people refinanced their house for a lower interest rate. I mean, I was one of them. But going back to Jeff Bezos, that man had had one of the biggest divorces ever. And, there was no prenup involved into it. He pretty much split half of his billions to his wife. And at that time, and this was within that same month. So she wanted to get out of the relationship. Fine, cool. Things didn't work out or whatever. She, I think, had like $22 billion or whatever from the divorce. Then she tried to pretty much date or marry a teacher or something like that. And not knocking him, but we knew that wasn't gonna last. Okay, because it's the ego. Now after that divorce, okay, probably another month later or weeks later, Amazon took off in the stock market and they started booming and booming. Not only this dude made his money back, but he made more billions, hundreds of billions. She got her 22 billion. That's pretty much like good enough. But this dude tripled his amount or quadrupled his amount after the divorce. So, and not a lot of people, celebrities, I'll just say, right? The ones that has money can actually recover from that. You know, I mean, look, you got Will Smith going through it right now. Not that he's going through a divorce, but this is probably one of the reasons he want to stay with Jada. But anyways, I digress. I don't want to go off topic on that point. The point is, okay, like anybody could probably be in a position where he was at if all if only we was financially educated and we actually took the advice that was given. Like, I'm going to talk about myself personally. So back in and this was middle school, I believe. Or, no, it was high school. I was going to summer school for high school, and I met a teacher that was all into stocks. He was investing in Apple and some of the other companies. Now, of course, I did not know anything about investment or whatever because none of us was really taught about it. The guy was literally giving us the blueprint as in our younger years, but I did not take that advice seriously because I did not imagine or I would ever see myself putting money into a stock market or a particular stock or company and watching it grow. I was always taught, okay, that do not invest if you're not willing to lose. You hear stuff on the news, on the TV. There are people that will discourage you, okay? Literally discourage you from investing, discourage you to make wise decisions. But you know what they will encourage? They will encourage you to go to school, take a risk of taking student loans out, be in debt, just so you could work under someone else and help that person to be rich. Imagine me going to school for years just to learn how to be the best employee for Jeff Bezos, for Elon Musk, and to make sure that I do my due diligence to help them feel rich. I mean, to help them be rich. No, I'm sorry, not rich, wealthy. You know? So again, we are put in certain situations where, look, financial education is just not up there for free. But when you encounter someone that actually have those tools and is giving a game, you gotta be open ears to it. You gotta expound your mind because you want to make sure that we could get out of this so-called system, man, that we're putting ourselves into. We gotta get out of the crabs in the barrel type of mentality, well, bucket mentality, where we see someone else that's trying to do something, and we gotta stop tearing them down. Just because you don't want to learn doesn't mean that you should try to destroy whatever your other brother's trying to accomplish, because you don't know what he or she is trying to do. Maybe that person is the golden ticket to try to bring our community up in par. But as long as we keep being financially ignorant or stupid, and we keep doing what we're doing right now, and we're just going thinking like, okay, the flashy life is the best life. The flashy life is going to give us a whole bunch of women. The flashy life is going to make us feel superior because now we're educated because we got certain degrees. None of that stuff really matters. If we go back to it, health is definitely the ultimate wealth of it. Because you could bust your ass off so many times, so many days and years, but as soon as you get into a critical state, none of that shit will matter. You could meet the fakest friends in the world, and you could feel like you're on a certain social circle. But as soon as you lose, Soon as you downgrade to a certain class or certain type of lifestyle that doesn't align with those so-called friends, they're gonna leave your ass in a heartbeat. And that's real talk. What you think, Bess?
No, so you're on par, bro. You're on par. You know what I mean? You spitting right now, and that's the truth. You know what I mean? And people just have to see that, man. Stop. You know what I mean? Stop. Stop investing in things and in people that are not going to be beneficial to you or to them. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to give, but it's got to be a balance, man. And we don't know how that balance is. And when people are trying to teach us stuff or trying to help us with different things, then we got to be open to it. We have to be open to it because these people are trying to help us to get to a certain plateau or a certain level. You know what I mean? And we have to have an understanding of that. You know what I mean? So, and
Right.
that's really a bulk of it. So yeah.
Yeah. So again, like with understanding is definitely the key component of things. So how can one transition from state of being broke to achieving wealth? I mean, you go through financial education, being disciplined, but most importantly, learn about money management and risk management as well too. Those are the things, those are the key components that's really, really keen when you want to like really be financially successful. Ultimately, here's the thing: being wealthy does not mean you have over $1 million or you have the amount of money that Jeff Bezos have. No, being wealthy is that when you're at the point where your money is actually working for you and you don't have to trade your time for that dollar. So, in other words, let's say an example, real estate. Now, right now, it is very, very hard because it's a moneymaker. And anytime when something that is like really generating income, especially net worth, I mean, hey man, I'm just gonna put it like this. You know, the governmental I'm sorry, powers will do whatever it takes, man, to pretty much get you off your center. And especially, and I'm not even gonna blame certain entities, right? It's it is really about just pretty much unfortunate circumstances that lead up to it. You got we had stock market crashes or whatever, housing crashes or whatever, and because of that, now things are a lot more harder. And it's really going to get even worse, especially if you're living in California. So you may have to actually go somewhere else where you could actually use your skills to earn a certain amount of money to save up and then to invest in. That is one of those things. Of course, you could put your money in the stocks or whatever, let it grow over time, or options trading. But the main thing is that you want to make sure that you have vehicles. Okay, I'm not talking about cars, not that type of vehicles, like assets, more assets versus liabilities. That's creating compound interest. So you want to make sure that you're not being foolish. You're not making like stupid mistakes like I have. You know what I mean? And make smart decisions to actually have money generating coming in, so that way you don't have to work for it. And once you're at a space where your debt to income ratio, where your income is higher than your debts, or maybe you have no debts at all. But if it's at a point where it's like now you having passive income coming in, now you're in a good spot. Let me see. Simon says most people don't trust liquid assets. I was a laddie for many years and still don't trust banks. I feel you. I mean, like I said, there's other places where you could actually go. Thank you, dear. There's other places you could actually go to pretty much invest in without the investment of banks. But hey, I mean, to each his own. The other thing I want to talk about is, let's see, the systematic barriers. Okay, what are there any systematic barriers that affects one ability to accumulate wealth? Now I know we don't have like a lot of people in the chat, but I'll just go ahead and just like tag on from my point of view. Unless Bessie, you want to like tag it first.
Oh no, go ahead, bro. And if you want, you can drop the link in the chat too. I don't know if you got the link in the chat.
Let me go ahead and post the link right now. All right. I'll post the link real quick. And shout out to Simon, man. Stick around with us. Says the yield on real estate is attractive, but it's physically demanding. QueBee said she would rather invest in bags. The depreciation is less. Hey, I mean, she probably knows something that we don't know. There's people that invest in watches, but there's certain watches that you have to pretty much buy that won't depreciate. So, hey, I mean, she like I said, she probably knows something that we don't really know. I won't put no investment in bags, but it is what it is. But systematic barriers like income inequity, lack of access to education, and economic policies can impact on wealth accumulation. So basically, sometimes, man, like when you don't have a certain amount of education, you're not going to be financial literate. If you don't have a trade or a skill, because you got to start from somewhere. It's not like you could just make money just come out of your pocket like that. You got to work for it. So, in order for you to live a life where it's easy work, you have to go through the hard work first. It's almost like a video game, but in a reverse manner. Let's say you start off easy, then eventually it gets intermediate, then it becomes more advanced. Well, now it's like, okay, you gotta start off working very, very hard and being very, very disciplined until you get the right amount of assets that's helping generate that type of income. And then that's when things will get a little bit easier over time. You know, again, education is definitely key. You gotta know about the taxes. You gotta know about a lot of things. If you want to make sure that your money's still circulating through. Okay. The other thing is that how does one's mindset affect financial status? Okay. And pretty much it's just start by being proactive, educated. Again, I'm gonna definitely drill this in. Having a disciplined mindset. Okay. All those things. And matter of fact, and even having a positive mindset. Salutes to Big Rig Slaps. I see you in the building, man. Salutes to you, man. Thank you for tuning in. So,
Big Rick, what up, man?
you gotta, man. Like, think you gotta actually believe, man, that you're gonna do it. And once you have that type of mindset, right? Hey, man, it's going to carry through. I'm not saying that, it's a high probability that you're gonna be financially successful through it, but at least it will give you that motivation to persevere and keep trying. And I mean, that's what it is with a lot of people. You know, if you're a quitter, if things are too hard for you, you're not gonna get anywhere in life. You gotta have that type of mental discipline and that fortitude. So, um, man, that's like a lot. Even like the common misconceptions about wealth and being broke. But before I even give you my answers to it, what is your misconceptions about wealth and being broke? And hold on, we got Simon in the building. But first, before we bring him up, Simon, can you verify yourself real quick? Just want to make sure it's the real Simon. Okay. Simon, what up? What it do, man? Oops.
Mhm. Simon there. Simon, you there?
I saw a video. Simon to Earth.
Oh, so
Yeah.
wait. Yeah. I saw that. Sorry. I apologize,
Mhm.
sirs. Thank you for letting me up, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to M3. Shout out to Intellectual Soapbox. No, I got my fingers in these pies, so this is an interesting subject to me. I apologize in
No, no, no. You
advance.
good. No, no, you good. Well, I'm glad that you're the first that came up here and appreciate you for sticking around. But Simon,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no,
start. Oh, go
no,
ahead.
no, no. It's a good one. It's a good one. I like talking about money.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I like to talk about money too. At least like something that's gonna help, educate and actually build our community. The
Hmm.
funny thing is that you know, unfortunately, money is probably like one of like the least interesting topics around this YouTube space. Unless if you're talking about like, you know, dogging women out or saying that all alpha males ain't ish or whatever, you're not gonna really have a lot of traction that's gonna be talking about these things. But hey, it is what it is though.
Yeah, I
So
mean, yeah,
mhm,
because people don't want to give people game like that. I mean, I mean, there's been a lot of content creators that come up here and profess to know how to, generate funds and stuff, but
mhm.
realistically, um, they're just trying to put funds in their own pocket, and fair dues to them. Do you get what I mean? But if you're actually trying to spit game to your audience, that's a different thing. There's some people that are doing it consistently, and that's what they do um as their feature permanently. But yeah, it's the thing is they don't really teach this for a reason. Like I spent like 20 years in the education system, and there was not once I rocked into one of these classes in one of these institutions in one of these rooms where they were talking financial um equity or just understanding what it's like. And I guess we've all been through that because one of the things I came out of school with was how come no one taught me how to do a budget? How come no one told me what a mortgage looks like? How come no one told me? And I sort of walked out thinking, do they think we're never ever gonna aspire to this? Like we're never gonna want to, or own a house or own a property, even engaging in the process. Do you get what I mean? So that was a big deal to me. So I had to go about sort of dealing with it myself and getting my own experience. And I learned a heck of a lot. There's no library you can go to and pick up a book. For example, when I started my first business, that was the first thing I did. I went to a library and I was like, "Is there a book about this?" And there was no book. So I started going on YouTube and listening to folk like yourselves who have experience in stuff. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. And also I gotta make this disclaimer out again. I did put it in the description, but just please be advised that oh wait, no, that's not the right one, but you can also put that out there too. But we're not like financial advisors. So, you know, all this is still for entertainment purposes, but I'm in no position to really give actual financial advice. I can only just share an opinion based on my own personal experiences of what I truly believe in. But other than that, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I licensed or anything like that. So just want to put that out there. But
Yeah, I concur.
yeah. But no, I mean, like you're definitely on point in that part because see, the thing is, like, I kind of struggle with that thinking as well too. Like, why I wasn't taught about this in school? Like, why I'm just now so late to the game? Like, I didn't learn about anything about investing until 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, even prior to that, shout out to the homie Majok, you know, but he peeped me up on game. He actually like let me borrow a book. I was called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I didn't read that book for like years. Nor now, kind of thing, but I don't know if I ever gave him that book back. But at that time, black folks, man. But at that time, okay, I decided during my spare time at work, I'm gonna pick up the book and I'm gonna read it. And I started reading a couple of pages. Then I started getting interested in it, and I was like, I started learning about properties and all kinds of different ways to invest, and how to become a E as an employee, to a S as in self-employed, to I as in an investor, and B as in business. And I was like, dang, like the four quantums or something like that. So I started to kind of dig into it, and before I knew it, like I was really educating myself like financially about finances, and then everything clicked like a light bulb. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I knew I need to do whatever it takes to acquire something. Now, long story short, I used to own real estate, rental property. But unfortunately, my own people pretty much made sure they kept that down, you know. And of course, 2020 hit. So then uh didn't really have like enough like tenants to really, generate income. So now, I sold it. Now, do I wish I had the property? Unfortunately, no. And that's the bad part. But do I wish that, okay, when I had the money, I learned how to invest it better and then use that amount to pretty much like put a down payment for another property? Yes. That was more local in the area where it could be more safer? Yes. Because not only that would have helped like with some type of income, but then that will also generate that will actually lower our tax bracket. And those are the things that is why it's important to have that type of education, because if we don't know these things, we're gonna pretty much get screwed by Uncle Sam. And
Yeah.
either way, money is coming to the rich, man. And I know a lot of poor people are always constantly upset about the rich getting richer, but bro, honestly, we messed ourselves. Well, I'll say the poor people before us messed themselves up for us. Because see, back in 1917, there really wasn't any taxes. The only time you had to pull up something is to pay like maybe for like military use, like go out for wars or whatever. But the rich people was getting money, and the poor felt like, hey, the rich need to contribute something. You know, why are we putting money in our pocket? The rich need to do something about it. They need to pay taxes, and that's
Yeah.
where it became permanent. But
Mm-hmm.
however, the rich people, they found ways, or wealthy people, they found ways pretty much to lower the tax bracket by investing in businesses and donations and all that stuff. Go ahead, Simon.
I appreciate that. Um, you know, as I said, I worked in education for a minute, and I got to really understand like the ins and outs because my position went from one position to another position to another position. So, what I was trying to do was work out the business, like in England in particular, not in the United States, but in England in particular. There are sectors that are prospering. The particular sectors are finance, which are the banks, and education, which is a service. So I spent quite a lot of time just trying to work out how they were making money because I had a job and I wasn't earning that much. I was earning about 25K at the time when I started. But I had managers that were earning double and I had their managers earning triple. So I was thinking, how did they get in those positions? And how can I get in that position? So I went about trying to work this stuff out. And it took me about 10 years to work it out to a point where I went, okay, I'm going to get the hell out and do my own thing. I worked out exactly how much they're getting from the students. I worked out exactly how much they're paying for the building. I've done my own sort of equations. I got myself an accountant. Um, I got myself a loan at the time to start the business and worked it all out. And that's how I was able to compete with them. So then I became not only the manager that was managing me, um, I became the person that was managing them. And suddenly they wanted to work for me. So that's how I tossed that equation around. But the thing is what you gotta work out in life is there are certain things which provide you with what I was told, quote unquote, a license to print money. And this is how certain people operate. And I was told this when I worked for an organization. There was a guy that I worked for, I worked with him very closely, and he schooled me big time about business, like in terms of being totally ruthless in business. And his father was a millionaire and done a lot of shit, which I ain't gonna really speak on right now. But he spoke and he schooled me big time. And he was like, "Look, Simon, you need to understand certain things about certain like blah blah blah." But he was like, "Look, companies, the reason why they prosper is because they have a license to print money. They've worked out like an algorithm and it works. It's like when you see all these big hotel chains, when you see like all these franchises like McDonald's, Burger King, this that, they've worked out an algorithm which is a license to print money and it works and they don't deviate from it. You get what I'm saying? It's like if you're running a McDonald's, it's like I ain't suddenly gonna start switching up the menu and this, that, the other. It's like people coming in for burgers. Yes, people are complaining, this, that, the other, but you got lawyers to deal with that, you know. Um, and it's the same mythology with anything. Like you take a Jay-Z or this, that, the other, business is business. I was told, look, bro, if you're gonna go into business, you want to start looking at things in a different type of way. Like, so are you gonna create the next toothpaste? What supermarket out there, what mall is gonna take the biggest brand off their shelf and replace what you're doing with what you're coming with? Because otherwise, you might as well just stop. So I spent quite a lot of time just in my house, to be honest, trying to nail down a formula and equations, Excel sheets, digging in the crates, and making sure that I had something. And then I kicked it off. I risked it all, left my job, kicked off my business, and you know, I was fortunate, like enough to go. What it's actually working. And we can do this. I'm not the example. There's many examples out there in the world. Um, but really, it wasn't only about me. Like I had to find the right people to work with, and unfortunately, in my perspective, in my situation, um, I didn't have a lot of people around me that I could rely on, so I had to recruit them. but to really be scrupulous in terms of how I've recruited them. And again, like you go through like maybe I don't know, I went through about 300 applications and got one. And that one person was the one person that drove the business. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough, but it's possible. It is possible.
Yeah, it's all about persevering. Even if you visually cannot see it at the moment, you gotta push through. That's where a lot of us could fail at by not pushing through the barriers that's blocking us or that we feel like it's blocking us. But honestly, these little humps, you could get over that. But again, it takes a lot to really get to. And here's the thing: whatever I'm saying, it's easier said than done because things are also circumstantial too. Some people have it easy. Some people was born, with wealthy parents or rich parents, so they could get everything handed to them. Or others, they're born like in these impoverished communities where it's like you gotta continue to hustle, or you don't have the support, so you gotta do everything on your own. You gotta learn everything the hard way, and that could be lead to like a lot of frustration. But if you believe in something, you have a dream that you want to do it, keep going for it. So I want to get to the misconceptions, right? Your misconceptions about wealth and being broke. Does anybody know about the misconceptions that takes place for about the people who have money and people who don't have money? What you think, Simon?
Um, y- well, I ain't grow up around money at all. I was broke, so my parents were broke. We came over from the islands to a new country, so we had to create new wealth. So when they landed, it was just like scraps. Do you get what I'm saying? And more
Hmm.
more at that, it was like you're getting your door kicked in and people spraying shit on your door, calling you this and that, whatnot. So I ain't come from nothing. Um, so you know, the thing was the education part, I guess, and that's why I can't detract from education because my parents ensured that I went to a good school, and within the context of that, I met certain people, and they were gracious enough to invite me into their houses, and I learned a lot from them. There was no way in hell I was learning it from my family because my family is in the same position I was in, and even the friends of my parents or whatnot, they were in the same position as the other folk that came over. So they didn't know nothing. Like they did have this thing where they did sort of get together in order to get each other's houses. And we was kind of like the Asians back then where we all sort of went into the same house just to live. Do you get what I mean? That don't happen anymore right now within the black community, but it still happens within the Asian communities and people that come over, immigrants, whatnot. They still deliver that model. But no, like I learned from the people that I hung around and understanding that it wasn't all the same. Like because even if they had a silver spoon or whatnot, a lot of them were reckless because they were spoiled. Like they had lost their driver's license by the age of 17 or something like that because they got given a car when they was like 16. Like they didn't really know the value of anything. So that's what made me understand value of things, because it was like it struck a bit of a balance. You know what I mean? And in turn, I used to literally be in their houses, and you'd see their fathers schooling them, like because their fathers had big businesses, like they were like billionaires already, and their fathers will be like, and I'm talking a little about boys here in particular, um, that I hung out with when I was a teenager, and I'd literally be sat there watching their fathers do some crazy stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I didn't have a father around, but I used to watch them doing some crazy stuff, like just schooling their child, like on like religiously. Like every time I went to their house, they weren't even talking about, what's on the TV. They were just sat down doing some serious math. I was like, Jesus Christ, I need to understand this stuff. Or else. Another thing, I guess, that forced my hand was the fact that I had nothing. Do you get what I mean? I think if I had something, I probably would be playing around like all the other kids. But um, I knew I had to do something about my situation.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Simon. I gotta give a salute to Smitty's Corner. Smitty, what up, man? Good to see you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. 100 watts is in the building. Shout out to everybody. I'm going ahead and give you guys the air horn.
Man, salute to my man Smitty, my man 100 Watts. Me and Smitty got a show coming out this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
definitely tune in. You know what I mean? And Watts, what up, man? Watts, come through, man. Where you at? Watts, what up? What? Yeah.
Right, right. Man, it's good to see you guys up here, man. I'm glad you guys up in the chat, man, and good to see Simon as well too, man. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. I know we're talking about like finances, not everyone's favorite topic, but hey, man, look, we gotta get it out there, man. We gotta help our people out. Again, we're not financial advisors, but look, man, if we could talk about something that actually is going to benefit us, man, or maybe somebody who could be listening in silence, you don't have to comment. But if you're learning about something and it's helping you out, hey, at least you guys could do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new as well too. So appreciate it. All right, man. So let me just tackle in. I want to make it short with the misconceptions of wealth and being broke. I know we had again. If you look back on our previous topic about we was talking about money makes people happy, right? Now, of course, I always like to troll a little bit, but look, in a serious note, people think that being wealthy or rich is going to make you happy. That's the ultimate source. Here's the thing: it will make you happy to a certain degree, but it's not going to fix a person. No, it's not going to cure a person's depression. Okay, something that is like clinically wrong is not going to fix that. An internal issue, money is not going to fix that. So money does lead to like happy, temporary happiness, but overall, look, man, if your relationships are sour, if you're messing with a bunch of gold diggers, if you're just like not doing the right things morally, like in your life that's going to fulfill you or fill whatever void that you're missing, you're not going to be happy with or without the money. Point blank, period. The other thing is that, well, people feel like, okay, being broke is going to make you happy because you're not stressing over monetary things. But again, you're still going to be stressing over monetary things at a certain degree. You know what I mean? For things that you will pretty much really would need. Maybe that could be like a life-saving type of thing. Who knows? But being broke and being wealthy, both components is not going to make you happy. Nowhere is going to make you sad. It really depends on you as an individual. What do you see in life? What is the thing that you value the most? If the things that you value the most and you could actually live through that, I think that will be the source of your happiness. That's just my opinion to it. So, and how can individuals access their current financial standing? Well, reviewing income, expenses, your debts and savings. Okay, seeking professional help and advice. Get some advice from other people that have been there, done that. Hey, YouTube is, when it's used the right way, you could do so much. You could learn so much. You can learn so much from YouTube. You got like people like Dave Ramsey. You got people, hell, even like Alpha Male Strategies, man. Like, like his content is totally different now. And he's talking about success and all that. He's been there, done that, all that. You can learn from certain people that is actually just trying to grow and it's not trying to stay stagnant. That's not trying to live like the whole red pill type of life. That's not chasing after women. That's not chasing after men. That's not being foolish. There's a lot of great content creators that can teach you some of these things. Chris Fane, for one of them. You know, if you want to learn about stocks, options, Keenan Grace, you know, learn from. Look, man, just type in Google, not Google, but YouTube. You'll find these type of guys. And matter of fact, look, you can even learn from your favorite rappers like Jay-Z, who's a billionaire, okay, who came from, the streets, from rapping to pretty much now, like, like owning stuff, putting things in his name. Learn people from like Warren Buffett and all these other like billionaires and all that. Learn from the great people, and then maybe you'll be financially great instead of flaunting around like a low class rapper, man, and try to advertise, oh, your $50,000 or $100,000 watch or whatever, or gold necklace or chain, whatever the hell these rappers buy. You know, don't be like a dumb athlete that you have money. Now you're going to these clubs, these strip bars or whatever. You're getting OnlyFans, like, pregnant, and now you're getting ran out through the cleaners. Don't be like those type of guys, man. Be something that is greater. Make smart decisions. Now, I'm gonna digress, man, but Best Simon, if you guys want to talk, man, you guys can take it away.
I could go. I mean, if Best is I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, when you, yeah, I mean, when you get money, you need good people around you. I mean, I think what you're speaking about is total facts. Um, because when you are fortunate enough to actually become successful, what you're gonna find is a whole heap of vultures around you very quickly. And again, like I've been fortunate enough to have people around me that's already been in that position that can mentor me to tell me certain things or look out for certain things. Will also take someone's head. You need a steady head to be able to listen to people because you could get in situations and just be foolhardy with everything. And I've also been in that position. Fortunately enough, like and thankful. I've been very thankful and very blessed to have gone through that already when I was a very young person. So I don't need to return back to what's going on, you know. So I spent a lot of money in my teenage years like a fool. Like I was just out in the clubs. I was like flossing, doing that whole yeah, go to the bar, let's get the champagne and trying to impress ladies. You know what I mean? You know what it's like.
Hey,
He's trying to impress the ladies. You get
let me
what
show
I
you
mean?
a picture one time of him doing that. I'm like, that's you. He's like, that's
My friends are like, Simon, stop. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't be doing that shit. You need to put that shit in a bank account or something. Do something, like understand how you can make that money grow because you're young. like, and I was looking at them like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Do you get what I mean? And you know, the funny thing is those friends have stuck with me. You know, the friends that were the ones that were turning around and going, look, do you get what I'm saying? Although, like, I was rebuking them and going, yo, no, I don't know, I don't care what you're talking about. It's like they're the ones that have actually stuck me to this day. Do you get what I mean? So I'm ever grateful for them. But you do need you do need the like right people around you. That plays a big part in everything. And you know, that especially when you're doing stuff, like when you're growing. If you ever get to a point where you're in a position to be, you know, be on the track to become wealthy, you definitely need some people that can offer you some real advice. um and some that you really do need impartial people as well. So I would say, like, as I said, like, I had an accountant, I had a couple of accountants. To be fair, you need to know about accountants because some accountants are just out for themselves. But um you know, you need to find your accountant, you need to find your lawyer, you need to find someone, you know, these people, because it's almost like building a house. You know, it was like when I built my first premises, my whole struggle was with finding the right plumbers, the right engineers, the right electricians. I went for a whole load of them. You get what I'm saying? But once you build your first house and you got those contractors on your list, you could build houses infinitely because you know they're reliable. Do you get what I mean? You know they're gonna show up. You know what their cost is. So it just makes things a bit more succinct in terms of, yo, I'm planning to do this in the future. You can move anywhere. You can do anything because it is like that. I go back to this premise that I was taught originally about, yo, if you're gonna bring out a product, why are we gonna take this product off the shelf? And that was the principle. You know, and I didn't really understand that when I first got into business. And I've set up every type of business. I've set up charities, I've set up not for profits, I've set up LLCs, I've set up like limited companies. I've done all of that. You get what I'm saying? And that's another thing, is just understanding what fits you. And how much effort. Don't ever uh deduct the emotional cost of all of this shit, because there's always an emotional cost. Um and sometimes that's the biggest price that you can put on your head, because it's like oxygen, you don't see it. You know, it's not a deductible. But anywho, I appreciate you sirs having me up here, man. It's my daughter's birthday, so I gotta bounce. You guys take care of yourselves. Thank you. Peace and blessings.
No problem.
Salute, Simon. Salute, bro.
But look, man, well, actually, man, this kind of concludes to it, man, because I was gonna be up here for too long, man, especially talking about like finances. And since you know, not a lot of people has come up to the panel, we could actually kind of like wrap it up. Unless you have any words like you want to say, Mr. Best.
No, that's it, man. Hey, look, y'all. You know what I mean? Salute to y'all. Much love. You know what I mean? I got some stuff brewing over the weekend. Check us out. You know what I mean? And with that, we are out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships. Make sure, like, you know, you ladies and gentlemen, get your minds right. As always, we'll see you guys in the next show. And we are definitely out. Peace out. All right. We'll go ahead. Oh, we have one. We have a comment. Hold on. Let me see. Again, salutes to Big Rig Slaps, man, from Easily Rigs. Check them out on Tuesday nights. Definitely for sure. Catch them on the late night, man. Hopefully we'll see a show like, you know, next week coming up. But other than that, everybody, thank you guys for putting up with us and tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships. And hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and definitely share the videos. That's the most important thing. When you guys get those likes up, it helps build the algorithm up for YouTube. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. We are out. Peace.
knowledge and relationships.